So now let's see the problems on convolution sum, wherein we are asked to find the convolution sum of the sequences. I've told you the discrete time signals can also be called as sequences. Okay, so convolution of two sequences x1 of n and x2 of n given below. So that is this. x1 of n is given as a 3-sample signal. Okay, 1, 2, 3, whereas this one is the 0th sample. This arrow tells us that. Whereas we have another sequence x2 of n, fine, which has got 4 samples, and in this the 0th sample is this. Fine, 0th sample is this 3rd sample. So which means that this x1 of n is starting at 0 and x2 of n is actually starting at what? This is 0, this is -1, this is -2. So x2 of n is starting at -2. Understand that? Okay, so let's see the solution. So in the solution, we have to first write the equation for convolution sum. So which happens to be this. We have got 2 signals or sequences, okay, and we are obtaining the convolution sum of that. So convolution sum of x1 of n and x2 of n would be given by this. Okay, and this equation we have seen earlier itself. How to obtain this, we have seen, we have derived this. Fine. Now, this is the information that we have gathered about the input sequences. Now, output convolution sum, this y of n, should be of how many samples? If the first sequence has 3 samples and the second sequence has 4 samples, okay, then y of n would have how many samples? So that needs to be seen. So for that, we have to do this exercise. See here, x1 of n has got 3 samples. So let n1 be 3. x2 of n has got 4 samples. So let n2 be 4. Fine, length of x1 of n and length of x2 of n. So therefore, length of the convolution output y of n would be what? n1 plus n2 minus 1. So it's 3 plus 4 minus 1. So 6 samples. That means y of n would have 6 samples. Understand? Among these six samples, okay, which would be our 0th sample needs to be understood. Because in the first sequence, the first sample itself is 0th sample. In the second sequence, the 3rd sample is the 0th sample. That means in y of n, which has 6 samples, okay, so what will be the starting point of that? Okay, to understand the starting point of y of n, okay, so we should see where the x1 of n is starting and where x2 of n is starting. See, x1 of n is starting at 0, x2 of n is starting at -2. So if you add those two algebraically, so you will get -2. So y of n starts at -2. And where would y of n end? If it starts at -2, we need to have 6 samples, right? Okay, so if we have to have 6 samples, see here, it starts at -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By the time it ends, by the time it has 6 samples, so it's y of 3, what is your 6th sample. So that can be calculated here. How? End of y of n needs to be calculated by adding end of x1 of n and end of x2 of n. Where x1 of n is ending? See here, x1 of n is ending at 0, 1, 2. So this is ending at n equal to 2, and this is ending at n equal to 1. See here, this is -2, -1, 0, and 1. So its end is 2 here, end is 1 here. So 2 plus 1 would give you 3, and that is where y of n would end. So you have to obtain these 6 samples to obtain the convolution sum. Now we shall see that. I hope you've understood this much. Fine. Now to obtain y of n, everybody. So what we should do, we shall see. First, let's write the equation as we all are supposed to be doing. Fine. Y of n, okay, is given by what? K ranging from -infinity to +infinity. x1 of k, because the first sample is x1 of n, so it becomes x1 of k. And here it is x2 of n minus k. Fine. The first sample that we need to obtain, Everybody understand? The first sample that we need to obtain is y of minus 2. So let's start with the first sample here and let's go in this particular direction to obtain the last sample. Fine. So what we have to do is first one, the first sample that we are obtaining. Fine. So the first sample we are obtaining is what? N equal to minus 2 sample. When n is equal to minus 2, mind you, we have to obtain y of minus 2. What is y of minus 2? Y of minus 2 can be obtained as, everybody just see here. Just a minute, it's not responding. There is some problem, it seems. Yeah. So k ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity, x1 of k and x2 of minus 2 minus k. Everybody understand that? x2 of minus 2 minus k. Fine. Now we have to take this and these samples now. Now these two sequences we need to consider. So here the first sequence is what? 1, 2, 3, right? So let's take x1 of k now. What is x1 of k looking like? See here? So we have to consider two sequences, that is x1 of k. What is x1 of k? x1 of k is, you leave some space here and come here and say it's 1, 2, 3, this being the 0th sample. This is x1 of k. Okay. What is x2 of minus 2 minus k? This needs to be understood. Fine. Now, to understand this, we need to first understand what is x2 of k. Fine. So let everybody just see this exercise because this is very important exercise. Let's have x2 of k. What is x2 of k? Let's not sketch. Let's just have this. Okay. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 is x2 of k, with this being 0th sample. Right. So now what is x2 of minus k? x2 of minus k is reflection of this. Can anybody tell me what is x2 of minus k going to be? Can anybody try that? If x2 of k is 1, 2, 3, 4, with this as the 0th sample, what is x2 of minus k going to be? Anybody would like to answer that? Just take the reflection. So this is n equal to 1 sample or k equal to 1 sample now when we take it inside this convolution sum. So this would become the minus 1 sample. Fine, this is 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is what is x2 of minus k. Now you listen to me very carefully. I am giving you a shortcut method for obtaining x of minus 2 and x of what? X of minus k rather, x of minus k and x of minus 2 minus k. Fine, so x2 of minus k we obtained. Let me show you this. What is x2 of minus 2 minus k? This needs to be understood. Okay, with that, now see here, everybody just listen to me very carefully. If you have x2 of minus k, then x2 of minus 2 minus k is shifting this to the left by 2 units. We have to shift this to the left by 2 units. That is x2 of minus 2 minus k. Everybody understand that point? Okay, see. Let me show you this. Let me write this for your understanding. If you have x of minus k, okay, x of minus 2 minus k is shifting x of minus k to the left by 2 positions. So we are not looking at x of k, but we are looking at x of minus k. That's why minus 2 minus k will have x of minus k being shifted to the left. I'm not asking you x of k minus 2. No, I'm not asking you this. This is to the right. This is shifting x of k to the right by 2 positions. Okay. X of k plus 2 is shifting x of k to the left by 2 positions. But here I'm looking at x of minus k, mind you. Okay. So x of minus k is what we start with. Then x of minus 2 minus k is shifting x of minus k to the left. Similarly, x of 2 minus k, if you have, okay, is shifting x of k to the what? Right by 2 position. So this much you have to understand. This is what is very useful when we are dealing with the reflected sequences. When we are shifting the reflected sequences, okay, this would help us a lot. Fine. Okay, so let's have this knowledge and let's do this problem now. So now, what is x2 of minus 2 minus k now? So here, if this is x2 of minus k, x2 of minus 2 minus k is shifting this to the left by 2 positions. So if we shift this by 2 positions to the left, the origin, which is at 3, would now become origin here. Okay, so that means we'll have this here 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what we have. Okay, I'll explain again. Let me show you this. Let me take this off. Just a minute. If x1 of k is 1, 2, 3 with this as the origin, okay, to obtain x2 of minus 2 minus k, what do we need to have with us for reference? See, we need to have this particular signal with us as reference. Let's have this as the reference. Fine. Now, if you have x2 of minus k, then having x2 of minus 2 minus k is shifting this x2 of minus k to the left by 2 positions. So if we shift this to the left by 2 positions, okay, where would this 0th sample be? The 0th sample would rather come at 1. So that's why this is our x2 of minus 2 minus k. Everybody understand that? Now we have to see how many samples are overlapping. So this is one sequence. This is another sequence. Okay. So among these two sequences, this is the only sample that is overlapping. How many overlapping samples are there? See, only these two samples are overlapping. Understand? So the overlapping samples need to be added, need to be multiplied. Okay. So that is 1. So what is this? This is your y of minus 2. Understand? So this is your y of minus 2. Let me take y of minus 1 now. So that is your second what? sample, that is n equal to -1. When n is equal to -1, what we are calculating is y of -1. What is my y of -1? Y of -1 is k equal to -infinity to +infinity, x1 of k, x2 of -1 minus k, because we have what? N as -1. Everybody understand that point? Now let's again write. First let's write x1 of k. First let's write x1 of k. Fine. Let's write x1 of k. So what is x1 of k? x1 of k is 1, 2, 3. This will not never change. This will be the same. Now what is x2 of -1 minus k? Okay, I've told you here x2 of minus k is what? It is 4 3, 2, 1 with 3 as the 0th sample. Now, what is x2 of -1 minus k? Everybody, what is this? This is shifting x2 of minus k to the left. So that means this 0th sample is 3 now. So when we shift this to the left by 1 position, this 2 will become our 0th sample. Okay, so 2 is the 0th sample. Let's write that here. Okay, then this is 1, this is 3, this is 4. Now, how many samples of x1 of k and x2 of k are overlapping? How many samples of x1 of k and x2 of k are overlapping? Can you tell me that? Here, we have 2 samples overlapping. Yes. We have, what happened? Here we have this as one overlapping sample. Okay, this as another overlapping sample. So 2 samples are overlapping. So overlapping samples need to be taken the product of plus another overlapping sample. Understand that? Plus 2 into 1. So what is this now? This is 2 plus 2, that is 4. Okay, and this 4 is your y of -1. This is your y of -1. So we got 2 samples now. Fine, let's get another sample. Okay, so 2 samples we have got. Let's go with the 3rd sample. Fine, now let's take that here. Yeah, the 3rd sample, let's go here. Fine, the 3rd sample is n equal to 0 sample. N equal to 0 sample. That means we are actually obtaining y of 0, that is given as summation k equal to -infinity to infinity x1 of k and x2 of n minus k. So it's 0 minus k. 0 minus k means it is x2 of minus k. This is how the equation would become. Understand that? Now, in this equation, x1 of k we shall draw. What is that x1 of k? x1 of k is 1, 2, 3 with this as 0th sample. Fine. x2 of minus k is what? Is this 3, okay, 4, 2, 1. Now how many samples are overlapping? This is our x2 of minus k. How many samples are overlapping? There are 3 samples overlapping, right? There are 3 samples overlapping. So how we can calculate y of 0? We can calculate y of 0 as 1 into 3 plus 2 into 2 plus 3 into 1. So what is this? 3 plus 4 plus 3. So that is 10. So this is your what? Y of 0. This is your y of 0. Fine. So 3 samples we have calculated. We have to calculate 3 more samples. So the 4th sample is what? The 4th sample is n equal to 1 sample. For n equal to 1 sample, equation number 1 looks like y of n. Y of 1 rather. Y of 1 equal to summation k ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. x1 of k, that is constant, that will never change. x2 of, now n is 1. Okay. 1 minus k. Okay with this. Now, again you write x1 of k. Fine. x1 of k is 1, 2, 3. This being our 0th sample. So, how x2 of 1 minus k looks like? So, for that, again we need to consider x2 of minus k for the reference. What is x2 of minus k? See here, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, this being the 0th sample is what? x2 of minus k. This is x2 of minus k. Now, x2 of 1 minus k is what? Anybody? x2 of minus 1 minus k is what? Or x2 of 1 minus k is what? See here, x2 of 1 minus k is shifting this to the right by 1 position. If you shift this to the right by 1 position, this 0th sample would be 4. Understand? So that 0th sample would be 4. Okay, so this is 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this is your 0th sample. So when 4 is the 0th sample, how many samples are overlapping? See here. There are again 3 samples overlapping. So if you take the sum of the products, it is 4 into 1 plus 2. Let me write into 2 into 3 plus 3 into 2. So what would this be? 4 plus 6 plus 6. So that means it is 16. This is 6, this is 6, 12 plus 4, 16. So this is 16. And this 16 is what? Is actually your y of 1. Similarly, 2 more samples we need to obtain. Right? So 4th sample is obtained. 5th sample is n equal to 2 sample. Okay, so the equation is for y of 2. So that will be given as k ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. Fine. x1 of k. Now this would become x2 of 2 minus k. Can you do this exercise now yourself? Can you do this exercise? See what's happening. You have x1 of k, which is the same and it is not changing. 1, 2, 3. then what is x2 of 2 minus k? x2 of 2 minus k is shifting x2 of minus k to the right by 2 positions. If you shift this to the right by 2 positions, see the 0th sample is 4 when it is 1 minus k. So 0th sample would become here. Okay, so that's why you will have a 0 here, then 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is where your 0th sample would be. So in this case, how many samples are overlapping? In this case, how many samples are overlapping? 2 samples are overlapping. Right? So take the sum of the product. So it's 2 into 4 plus 3 into 3. So it's 9 plus 6. Right? So that's 15, and 15 is your y of 2. 15 is our y of 2.
Sir, 9 plus 8.
9 plus 8? Oh, it's 9 plus 8. 17? Okay. 2 3s I'm doing. 2 4s are. Okay. So how much it is? 17? Good. Yeah. Then the 6th one. The last one. So how do we understand it is last one? It's interesting to see. Okay. N equal to 3 sample. That means we are obtaining y of 3. So again, we have to take the summation k ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. x1 of k is what we have. Then x2 of, now n is 3. It's 3 minus k. Fine. So now again have what? x1 of k. Write that x1 of k. It's 1, 2, 3. This being the 0th sample. Now x2 of 3 minus k. What is x2 of 3 minus k? It's shifting x2 of minus k to the right by 3 positions. That means, see here. So this is shifting x2 of k, x2 of minus k to the right by 2 positions. You can just have this as reference. This is shifting x2 of minus k to the right by 2 positions. That is why it is x2 of 2 minus k. Now it is x2 of 3 minus k we need to write. That means what? You need to have what? This is 0, this is 0, this is 4, 3, 2, 1. Understand that? So how many samples are overlapping? Just one sample. So it is 12, and this is your y of 3. Understand that? So therefore we can say our y of n is, therefore y of n is given by, okay, 1, it is 1, 4, 10, 16, 17, and the last sample is 12. So 6 samples. So where is our 0th sample here? So which sample is our 0th sample? 10 is our 0th sample. Fine. How do we know that? So initially we made that analysis, right? So according to that, this is our 0th sample. So where is it starting? It is starting at -2. And where is it ending? It is ending at n equal to 3. It starts at -2. Here, this is -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this is y of n. Fine. So we can verify this. This verification is not asked. Suppose you do all this, okay, in the exam, you want to see whether your answers are correct or not. So for verification, what you can do is you can write one of the samples here horizontally, okay, and another set of samples here vertically. Anything can be anywhere because this is commutative, right? Anything can be anywhere, and multiply this now. multiply this by 1. So what it would be? It would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine. Again, multiply this by 2. So that would be 2, 4, 6, 8. Understand? And again, multiply this by 3. So this is 3, 6, 9, 4. Fine. After you do this, just keep on. Now just go on grouping this. This is one group. This is the second group. This is the third group. Okay. Then fourth group, fifth group, and sixth group. Fine. Add. If you have multiple numbers in one group, add them up. Okay. So in that sense, our y of n would be, okay, 1, 2 into 2, 4. So it's not multiplying, it's adding. 2 plus 2, 4. Then 3 plus 4 plus 3 is 10. Then 16. Then 17. Okay. Then 4. Then what? 4? Do we have 4 there? No, 12. How this is 3 4s are 12, right? I wrote the last sample wrong. So this is supposed to be 3 into 4. This is 12. So 17, 12. So here we'll not be able to make out which is 0th sample, which is okay, starting, ending, we'll not be able to make out. But the sample values we can be able to make out. See, so we have got the sample values. I explain again, this is just a simple verification. So this is just for your support. This is assistance. Okay. So you will spend a lot of time to obtain this, right? So whatever you obtained is correct or not. To check that, you have one sequence here, the other sequence here, just multiply with every row. Okay. Then just go on grouping this in this fashion. Fine. So it's 1, it's 2 plus 2, it's 3 plus 4 plus 3, it's 6 plus 6 plus 4, 9 plus 8, and 12. So this is your y of n. So that is something that we've got here. Fine. But this is not what you will be doing in your exam. If you do this, you will not get the marks. So this is just for, okay, verification sake. Fine. Okay. Here, this is what we have got. And we also have understood that this is our 0th sample. Okay, if this is our 0th sample, the starting is -2 and the ending is 3. Understand that? So that is what we worked with initially. Everybody. Understand that? Fine. Let's see another problem on convolution sum. Fine. So the second problem, fine, it says obtain the convolution sum of the following sequences. Fine. I'll give you example and I'll explain you how this needs to be seen. Fine. So the first sequence is 1, 2, 3, as was the case in the previous problem. Okay. And the second sequence is 2, 1, 4. Okay, so let's have this as our 0th sample. Everybody's okay with you? Okay with this particular thing? Okay, what I'm saying is we have two samples, x1 of n, okay, and x2 of n. So we need to obtain the convolution sum of these two. Fine. Now here in the first sequence, this is our 0th sample, and in the second sequence, this is our what? 0th sample. Fine, which means that this is starting at n equal to 1, sorry, n equal to 0. This is starting at n equal to -1. Okay, so let's first analyze how many samples the output y of n should have. Okay, so number of samples in output y of n. How many can you tell me now? It is n1 plus n2 minus 1. What is n1 here? n1 is 3, the length of the first sequence. n2 is also 3, the length of second sequence, minus 1. So that means the output y of n, the convolution sum sequence, should have 5 samples is what we understand from this. Then end of sequence, end of, or let's say start of. Start of y of n, where it should start. So start of y of n is start of x1 of n plus start of x2 of n. Fine. So that means what is start of x1 of n? 0 is the start of x1 of n. What is start of x2 of n? Start of x2 of n is minus 1. So that means where do you think y of n would start? It would start at minus 1. Okay. The third thing that we need to see here is this. End of y of n. End of y of n is end of x1 of n plus end of x2 of n. Fine. So what is end of x1 of n? So if this is 0th sample, understand? If this is our 0th sample, then this is our last end of sample. Okay, so this is 0, 1, 2. So this is ending at 2. Where is this ending? If this is our 0th sample, this is ending at 1. So that means where do you think y of n should end? So it's 2 plus 1. So it should end at 3. So it should start at minus 1 and it should end at 3. Understand? So that means our y of n. Therefore, our y of n that we obtained should look like this. What is it? It should start at minus 1. Then you should have y of 0, y of 1, y of 2, and y of 3. So this is where it should end. So we have 5 samples, okay? And the sample starts at n equal to minus 1 and ends at 3. So this is how your convolution sum should look like. So this is the prerequisite. So if you understand this much, obtaining the final sequence, the output sequence y of n would not be a problem. And by doing this, we will understand what is the n value to begin with. Okay, n equal to minus 1, we need to analyze. N equal to 0, we need to analyze. So that is how the things go. So now let's write the equation for y of n first. What is the equation for y of n? See here. Y of n is given by summation k ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity x1 of k into x2 of n minus k. Everybody understand this? Now, which is the first sample to find out? First sample to find out is what? Y of, or let's say n equal to what? Minus 1. So n equal to minus 1 is what we are seeing. So n equal to minus 1 means what we are obtaining is y of minus 1. So what is y of minus 1 given by this equation? Okay. So y of minus 1 is, write this summation as it is. Okay. X1 of k would be x1 of k throughout because n would vary. Fine. So it is n x2 of, since n is minus 1, it is minus 1 minus k. Understand? Now we need to write these two sequences. So what is the first sequence? First sequence is x1 of k. So x1 of k, let's write. So what is it? It is 1, 2, 3, and this is where the 0th sample is. Now we need x2 of 1 minus k. So if you have to understand what is x2 of 1 minus k, you always need to have x of minus k in hand. What is x of minus k? See here. This is x2 of minus k in hand. So this is x2 of n, right? So what is x2 of minus k then? x2 of minus k. Anybody, can you tell me this? So this is 0th sample. What should be there at 0th sample? 1 should be there at 0th sample. Okay, the 4 should now come on left hand side. The 2 should come on right hand side. This is your x2 of minus k. Okay, here it is referred to as x2 of n, but within the convolution we have to express it as k. Okay, if this is x2 of k, this is x2 of minus k. So let's have this x2 of minus k as reference with us every time. Okay, so let's have this as the reference here. So always you should refer to this. Now, if this is x2 of minus k, what is x2 of 1 minus k? Anybody, if you have understood? It's not x2 of 1 minus k, it is actually x2 of minus 1 minus k. Because here, this is the x1 of k we have written. Now, x2 of minus 1 minus k, we are writing below that. When we are writing below that, okay, there should be proper alignment. The 0th sample should come below this 0th sample only. So that is the idea. Now, if this is x2 of minus k, what is x2 of minus 1 minus k? Anybody? I've told you that. If this is x2 of minus k, then x2 of minus 1 minus k is shifting this x2 of minus k to the left. Minus 1 minus k means it is shifting x2 of minus k to the left by 1 position. So if we shift this to the left by 1 position, this 0th sample would be 2 now. Understand? So this is how it looks like. 2, 1, 4, this being our 0th sample. Now, let me give you an example how you should see this. So when I'm finding out the first sample of this convolution sum, see here, the first sample of this and the last sample of this will do the handshake. This is called as handshaking. Let me give you an example. Now, since we're all very much aware of how the cricket is played, and say when the fielding side is there fielding, there are 2 batsmen playing in between, right? So towards the batting side, okay, on the batting side, when two batsmen are batting in between, okay, the rest of the players are in dugout. They call it as dugout, right? So suppose if somebody wins, whether it is fielding side or batting side, if batting side wins, okay, the fielding side will congratulate. It will not congratulate only the 2 batsmen. It will also congratulate the people in the dugout. How will those people on the field go to dugout to congratulate them? By handshaking? What would happen at the end, after the end of the match, when one team has won? What will happen? They'll form a line. When they are coming out, it is when they are disciplined, this happens. But when they are highly enthusiastic, sometimes after they win, a whole bunch of players will just enter the ground. It's not that scenario I'm seeing. Okay, Test cricket, very disciplined players like Rahul Dravid. Let me say that. Okay, because I like that guy a lot. Okay, say people like Rahul Dravid are there in the dugout. Okay, so if they have to congratulate the people on field, what they'll do, they'll form a line. And they'll be coming in line. So let us give you this as those players. 2, 1, 4, they're all players coming from dugout. So they are moving from dugout on the field. And these are the players on the field. Let's say they are not moving, they are standing for some reason. They have made a line on the field and they are standing. Okay, so players from the dugout will come to congratulate them. Okay, when would the first person congratulate the first person here? When they overlap. So when would the handshaking happen? When would the handshaking happen? When these two people meet, right? The first person here meets the first person here. So when they meet, the handshaking will happen. So that is when you will have convolution sum. Or in other words, say there are two tracks running parallel to each other. The tracks should run parallel to each other. Otherwise, the railway tracks, I mean. Otherwise, it's accidental. Okay. So the two tracks, one train is going in this direction, the other train is in opposite direction. Okay. When would they overlap? When they both come close to each other and when they pass, okay, next to each other, they'll start overlapping. Okay, so this is the first overlap happening. So instead of train example, the cricketing example is what is best suited here. The players on the field are standing. This is not moving. The first x1 of k is not moving, but x2 of n minus k is moving. So this is stationary. X1 of k is stationary, whereas the second sequence is moving. So let's say here are players standing. Here are players moving out from the dugout to congratulate them. So when would the first person here would congratulate the first person on this side? When they come near to each other. Then only handshake is possible. That handshake we are calling as overlapping. So when the first person is, when the first person has handshake with the first person, then first person on this side will go to congratulate this person. And this person next, this person will move to congratulate this person. So that is your second sample of the convolution sum. When the first person is handshaking with the first person, that is the first sample that you're calculating. Understand? So you can always compare to that particular example. So now first person is handshaking with first person. So how many samples are overlapping? Just one sample is overlapping. So when there are samples overlapping, then only your y of n would be there. Otherwise, not there. So which y of n we have calculated? So this is your y of minus 1, or let's say this is your 1 into 2, right? So this is 1 into 2. That's 2, and this is your y of minus 1, the first thing that we have calculated. Now when we are calculating the second sample, the movement will be going further ahead. Okay, so the first person will go and congratulate the second person here, and first person on this side will congratulate the second person. Okay, so that scenario will come when we are finding out the second sample. That is, in this case, is for n equal to 0. So when it is n equal to 0, what we are finding out is y of 0. Okay, summation k ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity, x1 of k, it is not moving, whereas x2 of, now n is what? Here this n is 0 now, the second sample. So it is x2 of minus k. Fine, x2 of minus k. So let's write the sequence in which the players are standing in a line in a cricket ground. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. So this being the 0th sample, first person to handshake. Okay, so this is x2 of minus k. What is x2 of minus k? Here, x2 of minus k is this. Write the 0th sample first here. Write the 0th sample below the 0th sample and write the remaining samples as it is. So this is x2 of minus k. Now here, this is the example wherein the first two persons are handshaking. After they are done with their handshaking, this will further move. When this further moves, why it is moving? Now this first person has to handshake with the second person, and the second person here should handshake with the first person. So that means that is what is happening. Now how many people are how many pairs are handshaking? 2 pairs are handshaking now. So when we are finding out the second sample in the convolution sum, there are 2 pairs handshaking. So the overlapping pairs, we need to take the product plus another overlapping pair. Understand? So what would this be? It would be 1 plus 4. So that's 5. And this 5 is actually your y of 0. Get that point? So we have got two samples. How many such samples we need to obtain? Two we have obtained. Three more you have to obtain. Can you obtain those three more samples yourselves? I'll be doing it here anyways, but if you do it yourself, it is good. Okay, so the third sample means it is n equal to one sample. If it is n equal to one sample, it implies that your y of 1 is what we're writing. Fine. So that's summation k ranging from minus infinity to infinity. So what implies this is your equation number 1. See, if you can call this as equation number 1, okay, here equation number 1 implies. Okay, so from equation number 1, we are writing this. This also again with reference to equation number 1, we are doing this. Okay, it would look like y of 1 equal to summation x1 of k into x2 of, in place of n, we have to have 1. So it's x2 of 1 minus k. Now do this handshaking exercise. Let's see. The third sample we are finding out. Everybody do that handshaking exercise. x1 of k. Okay, 1, 2, 3 will not change because it's stationary signal. It's not moving. The second signal is moving signal. That is x2 of 1 minus k is moving signal. So it's now earlier, before this, two pair of players were handshaking. Now in this, the three pairs of players should be handshaking. That means 4, 1, 2. So this is your 0th sample. So this is x2 of 1 minus k. You can work out and see. Okay. So it is 4 into 1 plus 2 into 1. Okay. Plus 3 into 2. How much is this? It's 4 plus 2 plus 6 is 12. 4 plus 2 plus 6 is 12. Understand? So let's write 12 there. So this is what? This is your y of 1. Fine. Now, what is the next two samples? I hope you're doing it yourselves. If you do it yourselves, you'll have fair idea regarding what actually is happening. Otherwise, no. Fine. The fourth sample is n equal to 2 sample. So if n is 2, equation 1 would imply it's y of 2 we are finding out. If it's y of 2 we are finding out, then it is summation k ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. x1 of k into x2 of what? 2 minus k. So it's pushing this 1 minus k is this. 2 minus k would be pushing this to the right again by 1 position. Okay. So because that dugout, the sequence from dugout, the players from dugout should be moving, right? Continuously. So x1 of k we should write again 1, 2, 3. And x2 of 1 minus, sorry, it's 2 minus k. 2 minus k would be 4, 1, 2. So they are moving now. So the first person here has got nothing, nobody to handshake with. He has already handshake with all the players. So there is no more player to handshake with this person. And remaining persons have still not handshake. So they are ready to do that handshaking now. Fine. So now there are again 2 more samples handshaking or overlapping. So it would be 8 plus 3. So that would be 11. Right. So why did I do any mistake there? 0. So, okay, it starts at -1, 0, 1, then 2. How many samples we need to have? 5 samples or 4 samples? 5 samples, yes. 3 plus 3 minus 1, 5 samples. Correct. So this is 11. This is your y of 2. Y of 2. I didn't write that properly. Let me write that properly. That's y of 2 that we have just obtained. So can you give me the last sample? Anybody has calculated the last sample?
12.
12? Okay, let me check that. So it is for n equal to 3 sample. So if n is 3, equation 1, that convolution equation would happen to be this: y of 3 summation k running from minus infinity to plus infinity, x1 of k, and it is x2 of 3 minus k. Fine. So let's write x1 of k, which will not change at all because this is not moving. They are comfortably standing there and the other players are moving from the dugout. Okay, so that is this. Fine. So let's push this further to get this. So you do not have to check x2 of 3 minus k again. Just if you see this previous sequence 2 minus k, you'll understand. So this is one step further. So there are just the last person now is handshaking with the last person here. Fine. So after this, when n equal to 4, it is this scenario here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 2, 1. So n equal to 4 is this. Nobody is handshaking now. Everybody has handshaken with the other players. Fine. So that's why n equal to 4, the y of 4 will not exist there because there are nobody handshaking. So that's why we have to stop at n equal to 3. Okay. And what is that sample? It is 12 as you were suggesting. So it is 12. That is your y of 3. So therefore, what is the convolution sum? We have to write that. So therefore, y of 3, y of 4 will not exist because y of 4, when it is y of 4, the samples are not, the sequences are not overlapping at all. All the players have handshaken with all the other players. Fine. So that's why, therefore, y of n would be equal to what? Can anybody give me that sequence one after the other? It's 2 or what? No, it's not 2. What is the first sample? Yeah, first sample is 2, then 5, 12, 2, 5, 12, 11, 12. 2, 5, 12, 11, 12. 2, 5, 12, 11, 12 is what we've got. Fine. So where is the 0th sample? So this is y is equal to 1 sample, right? Y is equal to minus 1 sample, right? So this is your 0th sample. So this is minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is your y of n. Understand that? Okay. So this is how we obtain the convolution sum. This is convolution sum of the two finite sequences. So let's verify this. Okay. How to verify? Again, I'm showing you. Okay. But this is not your solution. This should not be your main solution in the exam. People will not get the marks if you write this. Just for verification purpose. So let's write both the sequences. One sequence is 1, 2, 3. Any sequence can come anywhere because convolution sum is commutative. So 4, 1, 2. Is 4, 1, 2 the sequence we have? Or no, the input sequence. It's 2, 1, 4, mind you. Okay, so it's not 4, 1, 4. 4, 1, 2, it's 2, 1, 4. 2, 1, 4, it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so have this arrangement and go on multiplying. So it's 2 1s are 2 2s are 2 3s are. Okay, so it's 1 multiplying one time. So it's multiplying 3 times. 4 1 times 4, 1 time is 4, 4 2 times is 8, 4 3 times is 12. Okay, and now group in this particular fashion. Okay, so we get y of n to be this. First sample is 2, second sample is 5. Yeah, the second sample is 5. Okay. Then the third sample is, how did we get second sample to be 5 here? 2. These two, add these two, it's 5. Add these 3, it's 12. Add these 2, it is 11. And the last one is anyways 12. So that is how we need to get to see the samples that we have calculated. Okay, but in this verification, we'll not be getting to know where it is starting, where it is ending, and where is supposed to be our 0th sample. So that part is not understood here. But yes, the sample values can easily be understood. But yes, how do we understand this is our 0th sample? Initially, we have made that particular what? Analysis. Where is it? Here. So where did we do that? Initially, yeah. So this is what we've done. How many samples should be there, where it should start, where it should end. Okay, so that is why we are able to write it starts at -1. That's why we'll be calculating y of -1 first. Then we end by calculating y of -3, and that is what we have done. Fine with that?